Hey everyone, welcome back to Zen Mind Peaceful Life, your go-to place for peaceful self-discovery through astrology and mindful living. Now, if you were born in May, or you know someone who is, listen closely, because Gemini season this June is unlike any other we've seen before, and it's stirring up some serious cosmic energy that can feel downright dangerous. You might have noticed it already, an unusual tension in the air. Confusing conversations, unexpected conflicts, or just this restless feeling that something big is shifting beneath the surface. Gemini is usually all about lightness, curiosity, and communication, but this June, things get intense, unpredictable, and honestly, a bit risky. Why? Because key planetary alignments are stirring Gemini's dual nature, turning its playful energy into something volatile, especially for those born in late April and May. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what's happening in the stars, why this energy impacts you so deeply, and most importantly, how you can protect your peace and transform these challenges into powerful personal growth. So if you want to navigate this tricky Gemini season with clarity and calm, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with your friends who need this cosmic insight. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. June's Gemini season usually brings a rush of fresh ideas, social energy, and a playful curiosity that lifts us out of spring's quiet reflection. But this year, something feels different. If you've been sensing a subtle tension, an undercurrent of unpredictability, or a growing restlessness that you can't quite shake, you're not imagining things. The stars are shifting in ways that are stirring Gemini's dual nature into a powerful, sometimes dangerous, storm, especially for those of you born in May. Gemini, symbolized by the twins, has this incredible gift. It can see two sides of every story, navigate different perspectives, and adapt quickly to change. But that same energy can also feel chaotic, inconsistent, and even emotionally confusing when it's pushed too far. Imagine standing in a bustling marketplace where two vendors are shouting conflicting messages at you, both seemingly urgent but completely opposite. Your mind races trying to make sense of it all, but instead, you end up overwhelmed, anxious, and maybe even frustrated. This June, planetary alignments are turning that inner marketplace into a kind of emotional battleground. Mercury, Gemini's ruling planet, which governs communication and mental activity, is weaving a tricky web. Its retrograde phase overlaps with other cosmic shifts, making it easy to misinterpret messages, stumble over words, or feel caught in conversations that spiral into misunderstandings. If you've noticed your phone glitching at the worst moments, emails getting lost, or texts that spark confusion instead of clarity, that's Mercury's handiwork, and it's intensifying Gemini's restless energy. For those born in May, this is even more personal. Late Taurus and early Gemini birthdays mean your sun sign is perfectly aligned with this intense cosmic energy. It's like you're standing right in the eye of the storm while everyone else watches from a distance. You might find yourself unusually sensitive to changes in your environment, a subtle shift in tone during a work meeting, a friend's vague text message, or even your own racing thoughts. The emotional roller coaster feels sharper, more immediate, and sometimes exhausting. A friend of mine, born May 15th, recently shared how this Gemini season hit her unexpectedly hard. Normally calm and grounded, she suddenly found herself caught up in a series of tense misunderstandings at work. Small disagreements blew up into major conflicts, and her once steady social circle started to feel unpredictable. The trick was she didn't realize it was the cosmic energy amplifying everything until she started tracking the astrology and adjusting her response accordingly. She learned to pause before reacting, ask clarifying questions, and most importantly, give herself permission to step back when things felt overwhelming. This small shift helped her avoid unnecessary drama and regain her peace. Communication is the lifeblood of Gemini energy, but when Mercury's influence turns tricky, it's easy to get swept up in the chaos. This isn't just about words, it's how energy flows between people. Conversations can become double-edged swords, with every phrase potentially misinterpreted. You might notice yourself overthinking every message, rereading texts obsessively, or fearing that a simple comment carries a hidden meaning. The danger here is that mental overwhelm can bleed into emotional turmoil, making it harder to connect authentically. One powerful way to navigate this is by practicing what I call mindful communication. It's not just about speaking clearly but also about listening deeply, really tuning in to what someone is saying beyond their words. When you feel the tension rising, try to slow down the conversation. Take a breath before responding. Instead of reacting immediately, ask questions that bring clarity. You might say something as simple as, "Can you help me understand what you mean?" or "I want to make sure I'm hearing you right." This invites openness and reduces the chance of misunderstandings spiraling out of control. On a psychological level, this period invites us to become aware of our own inner dualities, the push and pull between our rational mind and emotional impulses. Gemini's restless mind often craves stimulation, but when overstimulated, it becomes anxious and scattered. The challenge is learning to hold space for both sides without letting either overwhelm you. Grounding practices can be incredibly helpful here. I suggest starting your day with a few minutes of meditation or journaling to center your thoughts. Even a short walk outside, paying close attention to your surroundings, can help calm your mental storm. Money and career decisions are another area where Gemini season's intensity shows up strongly this June. Gemini's quicksilver energy tempts us to act fast, maybe jumping on a new opportunity or making impulsive purchases. But under these planetary influences, those impulsive moves can backfire. A client I worked with, also a Mayborn, shared how she almost signed a contract without reading the fine print, swept up in the excitement of a new job offer. Fortunately, she paused, took a breath, and reviewed the details with a trusted advisor before committing. That pause saved her from a potential financial headache. The key here is to cultivate patience. When you feel the urge to rush, try to slow yourself down deliberately. Set clear boundaries around financial decisions, double-check contracts, and ask for second opinions when in doubt. Think of your choices like planting seeds. Rushing might get you quick shoots but poor roots. Taking the time to nurture your decisions will help them grow strong and sustainable. Relationships, whether friendships or romantic, are deeply affected by this Gemini energy surge. The very traits that make Gemini charming in social, the curiosity, wit, and adaptability, can also turn into unpredictability, restlessness, and emotional volatility. You might find old friendships tested as misunderstandings surface or feel the push and pull of conflicting desires in your romantic life. For those born in May, these dynamics can feel intensified as you wrestle with balancing your own need for stability against Gemini's desire for change and variety. What I've noticed over the years is that this period acts like a cosmic test, pushing us to confront how well we communicate boundaries and express our true feelings. When emotions run high, it's easy to either shut down or lash out. But Gemini season offers a deeper lesson, that true connection requires vulnerability and clear communication, even when it's uncomfortable. If you're feeling this roller coaster, my advice is to carve out space for honest conversations with loved ones. Use I statements to express how you feel without blaming or accusing. For instance, "I feel confused when plans change last minute, and I need a little more notice," can open dialogue rather than create defensiveness. This approach can diffuse tension and deepen trust, turning volatile energy into connection. As we explore this Gemini season, it's clear the mind and heart are on high alert, restless, sometimes overwhelmed, but full of potential. This energy invites us to look inward, to notice how we process information and emotions under pressure. By embracing mindfulness in communication, grounding ourselves in practical self-care, and slowing down impulsive decisions, we can transform this challenging energy into a powerful tool for growth. And if you think that's intense, just wait till we dive deeper into the mental health challenges and emotional volatility Gemini season can bring. Plus how the moon phases are stirring the pot even more. Stick with me, because the next part will reveal the keys to not only surviving but thriving in this cosmic storm. Gemini season's Quicksilver energy is famous for sparking curiosity, igniting conversations, and fueling social connections, but during June, this energy takes a sharp turn, becoming a whirlwind that can stir financial instability and career disruptions in ways that demand our full attention. Many of us feel the temptation to act quickly, to seize opportunities as they appear, especially when the cosmic atmosphere pushes urgency. However, this haste, particularly for those influenced heavily by the late Taurus or Gemini sun signs, can lead to missteps that linger far beyond the moment. Take the story of a close friend who, under the impulsive sway of June's Gemini energy, nearly invested in a high-risk project without fully researching it. The initial excitement clouded her usual cautious nature. It was only after a late-night phone call with a more grounded friend that she realized the investment lacked a solid foundation. That pause, that willingness to step back and ask for a second opinion, saved her from what could have been a financial disaster. This story illustrates a vital lesson that echoes throughout Gemini season's turbulence: the importance of patience, deliberate reflection, and leaning on trusted advisors when making decisions under pressure. This is not just about money but also about career moves that might feel tempting to pursue impulsively. Sudden job offers, last-minute promotions, or shifts in professional direction may feel like blessings, yet the cosmic energy cautions us to examine the details carefully. It's easy to overlook red flags when the mind races and the heart beats fast, eager for change. One of my clients, a creative professional born in early May, shared how she nearly accepted a freelance contract that promised quick money but was rife with vague terms and unrealistic deadlines. Her choice to consult a mentor and read the contract thoroughly led her to decline the offer gracefully and avoid burnout. The theme here is cultivating grounded awareness amidst Gemini's natural restlessness. Building simple rituals, like reviewing contracts over a cup of tea, discussing financial plans with a trusted friend, or taking an extra day before responding to career offers, can make all the difference. Slowing down doesn't just prevent mistakes, it builds a foundation for sustainable success that honors both your ambitions and your well-being. Gemini's influence over social energy means June's friendships and romantic relationships are a dynamic playground, vibrant yet volatile. For many, this season shines a spotlight on the quality of connections and tests the strength of bonds. As Gemini season intensifies, old friends might suddenly feel distant or confusing, and new acquaintances can bring excitement tinged with unpredictability. This season has a way of shaking up the social circle, prompting questions about loyalty, communication, and emotional honesty. A woman I know, born on the cusp of Taurus and Gemini, found herself grappling with a close friendship that suddenly soured over what seemed like a minor misunderstanding. It turned out the root issue was not the event itself but a lack of clear communication, messages left unsaid and feelings bottled up. By leaning into honest conversation and choosing vulnerability, she and her friend navigated the rocky patch, turning it into a deeper understanding. This experience highlights a vital truth: Gemini season invites us to examine how openly and authentically we communicate in our relationships. Navigating these social challenges means learning to pause and listen, not just to others but also to ourselves. When feelings of confusion or frustration arise, it's a powerful practice to check in internally. What are you really feeling? What do you need to express that you haven't yet? Sometimes, simply acknowledging your emotions privately can ease the pressure enough to approach a conversation with more calm and clarity. Embracing phrases like "I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, can we talk this through?" can create space for connection rather than conflict. The mental hustle Gemini season encourages can lead to overstimulation, anxiety, and burnout if left unchecked. The restless energy of Gemini is like a buzzing phone that never stops ringing, pulling attention in 100 directions at once. For anyone feeling this mental overload, the result might be insomnia, irritability, or a deep sense of unease that's hard to shake. One of the best ways to manage this mental turbulence is to create a sanctuary of calm, a place or a routine that helps anchor your mind. Practices such as meditation, deep breathing exercises, or simply spending time outdoors can provide a much-needed reset. A client of mine, a busy entrepreneur born in late April, discovered that incorporating a daily morning walk without her phone helped clear her racing thoughts and ground her for the day ahead. Over time, this simple habit reduced her anxiety and increased her focus, showing the powerful impact of gentle mindfulness amid Gemini's storm. When anxiety spikes, I often recommend a tool called thought downloading, writing down every worry, idea, or to-do that's cluttering your mind. This act of externalizing thoughts can lessen their grip and make it easier to prioritize. Coupled with scheduled breaks from screens and social media, these techniques create breathing room in the mind's chaos and invite peace. While Gemini season energizes the mind and social life, it's also a time when emotional volatility can reach its peak, challenging us to balance intellectual agility with emotional wisdom. The contrast between thought and feeling often becomes more pronounced, highlighting areas where we might be avoiding difficult emotions or rushing through without processing. By acknowledging this emotional surge as a natural part of Gemini's energy, you give yourself permission to slow down and feel deeply without judgment. Emotional journaling, talking to a trusted friend or therapist, or simply allowing yourself to rest without pushing for productivity can be transformative. One of my followers, a Mayborn creative, shared how giving herself permission to take mental health days during this season helped her navigate intense mood swings and ultimately sparked new creative inspiration. These emotional waves are not obstacles but invitations to grow in self-awareness, to learn patience with ourselves, and to develop resilience that carries us through future storms. Gemini season, when approached with mindful awareness, can be a catalyst for profound personal evolution. As we continue to unravel Gemini season's impact, the influence of moon phases adds another layer of intensity, stirring the emotional and mental pot even further. The upcoming new and full moons will amplify feelings and trigger shifts that might feel sudden or unexpected. Stay tuned, because understanding these lunar rhythms will be key to navigating Gemini's complexity with grace. If you're ready to dive deeper into the cosmic dance of emotions, lunar power, and practical tools to thrive through June's Gemini season, keep watching. The journey to peaceful clarity through the chaos is just beginning. The heightened energy of Gemini season this June creates a fascinating yet challenging landscape for love and dating. Gemini's natural charm and wit typically draw people in with ease, making social interactions vibrant and exciting. However, when the cosmic currents stir this energy unpredictably, relationships can feel like walking on a tightrope. The thrill of new connections is accompanied by the risk of misunderstandings and emotional turbulence, especially for those born in May who are most attuned to this season's shifting vibes. I remember hearing from a viewer who had recently started dating someone new during Gemini season. At first, the relationship sparkled with lively conversations and a shared sense of adventure. But as days passed, small miscommunications grew into frustration. Texts went unanswered or were misread. Plans suddenly changed, and emotional distances emerged unexpectedly. It was the kind of situation where both parties felt the pull of connection and confusion simultaneously. What helped was a shift in approach, replacing assumptions with gentle, open questions and allowing space for honest expression without judgment. This practice helped turn shaky moments into opportunities for deeper understanding, teaching a powerful lesson about patience and empathy during this intense season. Mercury retrograde, a classic disruptor during Gemini season, amplifies these communication challenges. It's notorious for scrambling messages and creating delays, but it also invites us to slow down and review how we connect with others. The best way to navigate these waves is by cultivating awareness rather than panic. If you feel a text or conversation is going awry, pause and reflect instead of reacting impulsively. Asking clarifying questions or taking time to cool off can prevent unnecessary conflicts from escalating. Social media, with its rapid-fire exchanges and limited tone, often complicates matters further during this time. It's easy to misinterpret a post or message and spiral into worry or anger. Setting boundaries around screen time and consciously choosing in-person conversations when possible can help maintain emotional clarity. Making time for face-to-face dialogue or voice calls can reconnect hearts in ways that text simply can't. The mental whirlwind Gemini season ignites often manifests as overstimulation and anxiety. The ceaseless flood of ideas, notifications, and social demands can overwhelm even the most balanced mind. One client shared how she began experiencing sleepless nights, her mind jumping from one worry to the next, unable to find rest. To counter this, she adopted a nightly ritual of disconnecting from all screens an hour before bed and using guided meditation apps focused on calming the mind. Gradually, this slowed her racing thoughts and improved her sleep quality, demonstrating how simple adjustments can make a significant difference. Journaling also becomes a powerful tool during this season. By putting pen to paper, you externalize mental clutter and gain clarity. It's less about crafting perfect sentences and more about letting your inner dialogue flow freely. This can be especially freeing during Gemini's sometimes scattered energy, helping you identify which worries are valid and which are just noise. Mindfulness exercises, such as focused breathing or body scans, ground you in the present moment and break the cycle of runaway thoughts. A friend found that even a few minutes of mindful breathing during a hectic workday restored her sense of calm and focus, a small yet potent antidote to Gemini's mental chaos. Emotional volatility also marks this season's signature. The contrast between Gemini's cerebral energy and the deeper, often messy emotional currents can feel disorienting. You might notice sudden mood swings, moments of irritability, or waves of sadness that seem to come from nowhere. Recognizing these as part of the natural ebb and flow of Gemini's duality helps reduce self-judgment. Instead of fighting emotions or pushing through them, allow yourself the grace to feel deeply and release without guilt. Opening up to trusted friends or therapists can provide invaluable support. Sharing your feelings breaks isolation and often reveals shared human experiences, fostering connection and healing. Sometimes, simply naming the emotion is enough to lessen its hold. Creative outlets also serve as a powerful emotional release. Writing, painting, dancing, or any form of artistic expression channels restless energy into something beautiful and constructive. During Gemini season, this can transform emotional turbulence into inspiration. As Gemini's intellectual energy interacts with moon phases this June, emotional intensity is further amplified. Full moons, especially, bring a peak in feelings and often trigger revelations or shifts in perspective. The lunar cycles invite us to pay closer attention to our inner world and external relationships, providing moments of clarity amidst the chaos. Tracking moon phases and journaling about your feelings during these times can reveal patterns and deepen your self-awareness. For instance, noting how certain emotions arise near the full moon helps anticipate and prepare for emotional surges. This practice fosters a sense of partnership with the moon's natural rhythms, turning what feels like emotional unpredictability into a predictable, manageable cycle. Understanding which zodiac signs align harmoniously or clash with Gemini's energy during this period can also help navigate social dynamics more smoothly. Signs like Libra and Aquarius, sharing Gemini's airy nature, tend to flow well with this season's vibe, while more grounded or fixed signs like Scorpio and Taurus may find the rapid shifts unsettling. This awareness can guide your interactions, helping you adjust expectations and communication styles. For those born in May, this knowledge is especially empowering. Recognizing that some tensions or misunderstandings are cosmic and not personal creates space for compassion toward yourself and others. It becomes easier to forgive missteps, take breaks when needed, and seek out supportive connections. As we embrace these cosmic insights, remember that Gemini season's challenges are also gifts, opportunities to sharpen communication skills, build emotional resilience, and deepen relationships. With mindful awareness and practical tools, you can transform this season's unpredictability into a powerful journey of growth and connection. The dance between mind and heart, between words and feelings, continues to unfold this June. Stay with me as we explore how to harness lunar energy and navigate cosmic compatibility to fully thrive in Gemini's vibrant, ever-changing energy. The next chapter promises even deeper insights and practical wisdom to guide your journey. As we move deeper into June's Gemini season, the cosmic dance continues to challenge us, not just externally but within ourselves. Mercury's retrograde, one of astrology's most talked about phenomena, adds a layer of complexity that many feel as communication breakdowns, tech glitches, and a general sense of things not flowing right. It's easy to blame the universe for these disruptions, but understanding Mercury retrograde as a call for reflection rather than chaos can shift your whole perspective. Instead of pushing forward recklessly, this is a cosmic invitation to slow down, review your plans, double-check messages, and practice patience. A client of mine, who runs a small business, learned this the hard way when a miscommunication during Mercury retrograde led to a missed contract deadline. The experience taught her the value of extra caution and clear communication, lessons that ultimately strengthened her professional relationships. This season's tricky planetary aspects also highlight the importance of protection and grounding. When energies feel unstable, it's essential to create boundaries for yourself, both energetically and physically. Simple rituals like lighting grounding incense, wearing crystals known for calming energy, or spending time barefoot in nature can help anchor restless Gemini energy. I often suggest practicing a daily grounding meditation, focusing on your breath and the sensations of your body connecting with the earth. This helps reduce anxiety and mental chaos, allowing you to respond to life's surprises with greater calm and clarity. The duality of Gemini means it's natural to swing between extremes. But embracing balance is key. When you notice yourself getting swept up in drama or mental overwhelm, pause and reconnect with your inner calm. Ask yourself, what is really true here? What do I need to let go of? This moment of self-inquiry can be your anchor in the storm. Finally, understanding how the moon phases interplay with Gemini season can be a game changer. The new moon invites fresh beginnings, a time to set intentions and plant seeds for what you want to grow. The full moon shines a spotlight on what's ready to be released or celebrated. Paying attention to these cycles allows you to work with natural rhythms rather than against them. Keeping a moon journal or marking lunar phases on your calendar can help you anticipate emotional highs and lows, making it easier to navigate Gemini's dynamic energy. By integrating these cosmic insights with practical self-care, communication strategies, and grounding techniques, you empower yourself not only to survive Gemini season's challenges but to thrive in its vibrant energy. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you, astrology is a tool for awareness and growth, not fear. Every difficult transit carries a gift, a chance to understand yourself more deeply, communicate more clearly, and build resilience. If this video resonated with you, please hit the like button, share it with friends who might benefit, and subscribe to Zen Mind Peaceful Life for more astrology insights and mindful living tips. Your journey to peaceful clarity through the stars continues here, and I'm so grateful to have you along for the ride. Stay curious, stay grounded, and until next time, keep shining bright under the cosmic skies.